go. First things first. Let's just use this one. We've been stuck with this the entire time. And if we waste them, we'll just waste this one that we don't really like that much anyways. But who knows, maybe it's funky, maybe it's probably our machine that's like this. Okay. So the first thing I built was actually a Catan board. And I wanted just do one for now. Because like I said, I'm not entirely sure I trust this anymore. So first things first, this time we're going to try with the windows open. That is number one. And number two is as soon as things go through, I'm going to see if I can touch this area to see if that's hot, because that should never actually get hot. Let's preheat this PLA. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go over here. I'm going to decrease the temperature on PLA here to around 205, and we'll leave it around that part. We can also do spools. And there should be a place to adjust the speed. I don't see that here. And we're gonna leave it around there. That's fine. Export G-code and save. This is 1 hour and 6 minutes. Eject. Aslan, please leave. So already opening the windows might not be great idea because now I have all these hair on here. At the same time, I do think I need airflow, because one of the things that might be problematic is the fact that it's too hot. So if we decrease it on that side, it'll work a bit better. SD card is in. We're not good at yet. Let's do auto load filament. Where are you? Here you are. Insert filament here. Nothing's breaking apart yet. And it's coming out, so that's always nice to see. Yes, it is. The same color that I want. Print from SD card. This should be as simple as it gets. This is just a Catan hexagon. That's all it is. So I decreased the temperature to 205, and actually the G code has been exported. Now over here it says 205 as opposed to 215, which is the regular temperature for PLA. Now the windows are open. The only thing I couldn't find the speed at which to do this either. So we'll see. This is a much shorter project than anything else we've done. So let's see if it works out. We're looking at a past video here that I'm just kind of exporting, and I realized in this one, where I talked about my first Prusa print, I never really showed kind of how this ended. So how it ended was actually something like this. Any major issues, if any at all. It is looking just really, really nice overall. It's got a really nice finish in the front layer, and the back also looks really excellent as well. It's hard to kind of specifically see all of it properly, but it definitely looks really, really nice. There's not anything that I would say it's different about it. But one thing I did mention was that over here, I actually had my window open, okay? The initial times when I started printing, the main problem I think was heat creep, and I don't think it's because my room is too hot. I actually think it was because my room was very stagnant. There was no airflow. I closed off all the windows because I figured, you know what? If people can print really well with an enclosure where there's very minimal airflow, airflow is probably bad. But I figured after a few clogs in that maybe airflow was good to make sure that it never had the heat creep. So I instead opened my window and overcorrected completely. Opening my window and overcorrecting led to a few different issues, but the main issue was that the bed kept coming off, and you can see what happens when the bed comes off. Basically, this part, this was kind of closer to the window area, so this part closer to the window, and when this part is closer to the window, the bed kind of came up a little bit. It's a little hard to see specifically. Maybe you can see it if I put it on here, but that little part does come up a little bit, and that's because this part actually came up on the bed just a tiny bit. Now, I'm not making anything super engineered or over-engineered. I'm just making board pieces, so this works fine for me because I'm going to paint over it. But it is nice to know that if you leave your window open and you have too much airflow, what might happen is the heat bed might just release the print. The print might come up a little bit, and then you just get some weird grooves in the front because this part is just a little elevated. Anyways, so one of the 10 projects, as you know now, is a Catan board. Again, we're just going to leave it there for my first print there. It was kind of exciting. It was not the most fun to troubleshoot everything, but we made it through. Started printing a whole slew of different things at this point. They all seem to be working okay, so hopefully it'll stay like that. But we'll see.